Hello, my friends. Welcome. And I'm really happy to be here with you today. And we're going to be talking about how to really honor yourself during the holidays. So, if you are in the States, you likely experienced some sort of a different Thanksgiving last week than we're used to. And as the holidays in December approach, we're looking at engaging in a new way. And so I really want to be able to support you in doing what feels best for you this holiday season so that you're really honoring your own needs first. So before we dive in today, I want to let you know that I have created a brand new workshop, and it is called Healthy Boundaries for the Holidays. And I'm going to be doing it live next Wednesday. I've just popped the link right here into the chat. And if you want to join me, click the link. I'm going to be doing a 90-minute live workshop on Wednesday, December 9th. You're going to get a workbook. I'm going to take you through a process, take you through an exercise so that you can really see how you can make yourself a priority this holiday season, how you can really prioritize your own freedom and your own personal peace this holiday season. So, one of the things I hear the most when we're talking about boundaries, especially as it pertains to the holidays, is some kind of fear, anxiety, stress, discomfort around setting boundaries with your family. And I want to remind you that your boundaries are between you and you first and foremost. So it's not so much about setting boundaries with others, it's really about setting the boundaries with yourself and really honoring the boundaries that you're setting and holding so that you're reinforcing for yourself that you are a good steward, that you know how to hold yourself accountable and you know how to keep the promise that you're making to yourself. And what this does is it moves you right out of blame and victim and into responsibility and empowerment. And when you're in responsibility and empowerment, that's when you can make changes. So, again, I'm teaching a brand new live workshop next Wednesday called Healthy Boundaries for the Holidays. And you can click on the link, and I would really love for you to join me. I will take you through a process so you can see the exact route to honoring yourself and your own needs, as well as how you can express yourself so that you can really be seen and heard around your own desires and your own needs. Because that's really the key here when we're talking about honoring ourselves around the holidays. It's checking in with what works for me. So many of us have this orientation outward. What do they want? What do they think? What do they need? What do they feel? And this is a reorientation back to self around what do I think? What do I need? What do I want? What do I feel? And that's where we have to begin. We have to really start connecting with what is important for me. What if I could design my perfect holiday season, what would it look like for me? So, again, the invitation is always going to be, are you willing to consider yourself and your own needs at least as much as you're considering the needs of everyone else? Then, are you willing to consider your own needs even more than you're considering the needs of everyone else? And then the real boundary ninja move here is, are you willing to consider yourself and your own needs first? So this is about prioritizing your own needs. Now, nowhere in here am I saying disregard everyone else or don't take anyone else into account. I'm simply inviting you to take yourself into as much account as you've been taking everybody else. Because the reason we sit here and, cry about, oh, my needs aren't getting met, is that we're not clear on what our needs are, we're not expressing them, and we're not taking the steps to meet our own needs. Hi, Felice. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're currently practicing this. I'm really happy to hear that. That's fantastic. So, again, if we're looking at the ways to honor ourselves, especially around the holidays, one of the things I want to bring up that I hear from so many clients is, but I feel guilty. I feel guilty not being with my family and friends. I feel guilty letting my family and friends know I don't feel safe or comfortable having them come to me. We're dealing with a whole different set of boundaries in the pandemic, and we're each having to find for ourselves our own discernment around what feels okay and what doesn't feel okay. There's a lot of pressure to do things that might feel out of our own comfort zone, that might push us past safety. And so we have to really be clear about, in this relationship, even if it's family, in this relationship, am I having to cross my own limits? Am I having to cross my own boundaries in order to stay, in order to maintain, in order to keep the peace? And when we're oriented toward keeping the peace, we have this idea that the goal of relating, that the goal of relationships is harmony at all cost. And here's the deal. Harmony at all cost comes at a very high cost, and it comes at a very high cost to us. So I want to really support you in knowing that it's not about harmony at all cost. It's about, how do I create an atmosphere of alignment inside myself so that I'm no longer creating conflict within. The more we avoid perceived conflict externally, we're creating more conflict within. We create chaos when we avoid what's true for us. So ultimately, when we go along, when we acquiesce, when we say yes when we really want to say no, we're teaching people that we don't actually stand in the truth of what's real for us. It's far more honorable and far more conducive of connection and intimacy to tell the truth, to be able to say no without explanation, but with gratitude, to be able to express what works for us and what doesn't. I always say, the greatest gift we can give another is clarity around our own limits, clarity around our own boundaries. We're giving them a page of our operating manual. We're giving them a piece of our puzzle. We're helping someone to really know us more deeply. The crazy thing is, we run around and we are constantly saying, I just want to really be loved for the truth of who I am. And then in the next breath, we say something, you know, we want to, we fear revealing that truth. We all have things that we think we need to hide in order to be loved and accepted, but we want to be loved for who we are. The only way to be loved for that truth of who we are is to reveal the truth of who we are. So you can begin practicing this right now. You can really start looking and assessing what's on the horizon for the next few weeks. Where have you already said yes, where you want to change your mind and say no? Where can you say no right out of the gate? What feels like an absolute yes to you? These are the ways that you honor yourself. Right, Yvette, love that. Giving them a page of your operating manual. Yes, exactly. People in our lives are not mind readers. We teach people how to treat us. And so if we are operating from this place of giving, projecting an image to the world, for many years of my life, I was projecting this image of perfection. I was managing the perception of others, giving them a specific lens to see me through. Those people couldn't really know me because I was packaging myself to be digestible to them. I wasn't showing up in my fullness. I wasn't showing up in my truth. The only way we're going to have true intimacy is if my vulnerability and your vulnerability can meet in that sweet spot. Oh, good, Felice. I'm so glad. Wow, Nancy, every single word you are speaking is resonating so much right now. I'm in such a better place having established boundaries since we last spoke. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Listen, to me, boundaries are the key to it all. Boundaries are the foundational element that are going to support you in prioritizing your freedom. Boundaries support you in being able to consciously choose and carefully curate how you want your life to be. Boundaries are expansive, they are the gateway to your freedom. So, again, I am leading a workshop next Wednesday called Healthy Boundaries for the Holidays. And I would love for you to join me. The link is here in the comments. And if you can't join me live, that is okay. You'll be able to get the replay. And I'm also going to be giving you a very, very exclusive opportunity if you join me for this workshop. So you won't want to miss it. And if you find yourself struggling with how to set boundaries, with how to honor yourself, with how to even discover what you desire and what you want and what you need, let alone that you can even have wants and needs, this workshop is for you. Okay, let's see. So this week, I want you to begin practicing checking in with yourself first, as opposed to checking in with what everyone else needs or wants of you first. So, again, we're oriented, our antenna is oriented outward, always, referencing someone else. We're other referenced. We're checking in with someone else first. This is codependency. This is the way that we check someone else's temperature or weather pattern before we know our own. The first step here is to reorient that antenna back to ourselves, to really notice every time that you start thinking, what do they think? What do they want? What do they need? What do they feel? Oh, I'm going to reorient my antenna. What do I think? What do I want? What do I feel? What do I need? And give yourself what you need first. It's going to provide you with a foundation and capacity to be able to give more genuinely if you are first and foremost self-resourced. All right, loves. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I really hope that you'll join me for my workshop on December 9th. Again, healthy boundaries for the holidays. And you can register really easily at nancylevin.com/holiday. And the link is here in the chat. And I'll see you again soon.